Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my net worth at the age of 28 years old. I think it's so important to have transparency and to show the messy middle of our personal finances because I know what it's like to have unrealistic expectations of where we should be at in our financial journey, while also constantly comparing myself to influencers online, making me feel like I am behind, I'm never going to get ahead, or it's too late to even start. My hope is that by sharing with you my net worth, that you will feel inspired to also track your own net worth and to make progress wherever you are starting at. If you enjoy honest conversations about money, budgeting, and personal finances, please don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future uploads. It really helps to support this channel, and I would love to have you be a part of this community. So, my net worth at the age of 28 is still in the negative because I have student loans, a car loan, and debt. But I do have over $24,000 in my retirement accounts, and I am working towards building a strong financial foundation. Today, I will be breaking down the debts, assets, and where my money is going. All right, let's dive into my net worth at the age of 28 years old. I will first share with you the assets and then the debt, and then I will share with you the whole number that is my net worth at the end. Starting off, my largest asset is going to be my Fidelity brokerage account. And as of today, August 24th, 2025, the total worth is $24,000. $24,532.63. Now, in this brokerage account, I have mainly invested in index funds, being VTI, FSKAX, FXAIX, and FCROX. With a brokerage account, you can use this to buy and sell stocks as well as ETFs and index funds. My strategy has always been for long-term growth and investments while investing aggressively in my portfolio. Now, how I got started investing was due to my job. When I was in college, I became a barista at Starbucks, and during this time, I opted into the retirement account that they offer for Starbucks employees. I knew nothing at the time about investing, really, or about stocks. I just knew it was going to be a good idea in the long term. And I just had somewhat of an idea that I should be buying stocks or putting into investments. So I don't know if it's still the same today for all Starbucks employees, but at the time when I was working in 2016 to 2018, Starbucks gives its employees stocks, and I still don't understand really the vesting and all of that. However, I know that by the time I left my job at Starbucks, and I was there for almost 3 years, a little under 3 years, I had roughly under $5,000, a little under $5,000 in Starbucks stocks, which I guess then became fully vested, and I was able to then sell those stocks, which to me was the smarter choice, and invest the money after selling the Starbucks stocks into index funds. So thankfully, after working at Starbucks, that is how my investment journey began. Still, even after I sold off those Starbucks stocks and invested in index funds, I really didn't know exactly what I was doing, but I had an idea that I was on the right path. Then I also had 401ks from my other jobs in the past, and I ended up rolling over those 401ks into my Roth IRA and then investing from there. So that is kind of the gist of how I got started in investing, was mainly from my part-time job at Starbucks and then doing my own financial research, plus calling Fidelity and asking their experts, not necessarily for advice, but just asking them questions to get an idea of what the best options for me would be. And in my mind, rolling over my 401ks from my past jobs into my Roth IRA and then investing was a better option because then my retirement accounts could grow tax free. My Roth IRA has a small but steady contribution because right now I am contributing $20 every other week. Now, there have been times in the past where I have aggressively contributed more, and I believe I began really investing into my Roth IRA around 2022 when I realized I had a 401k from a past job as well as my Starbucks stocks that I wanted to invest and make sure that I was maximizing the full potential of the money that I had within retirement accounts. So that is when I decided to roll everything over into a Roth IRA so that my money could grow tax free. Now, today, the total worth of my Roth IRA is $23,044.10. And mainly right now, I invest in FCROX when I am putting money into my Roth IRA. FCROX is a zero market index fund. And I like this index fund because I'm able to diversify my investments and invest in a basket of stocks. Another really great thing about investing in a Roth IRA is that you can contribute after tax money, meaning that your investments are growing tax free within your Roth IRA and anything that you're invested in. This is by far my favorite investment account just because I know that when I go to take out my money during retirement, I can take it out tax free. I also have a rollover IRA, and this money came from leaving my company and moving the money from my 401k. This was basically the option that was given to me when I called Fidelity and wanted to roll over my 401k. They basically told me only a certain portion could go into my Roth IRA, and then the other had to go into a rollover IRA. To be honest, I really don't understand why. That was just the options that I had. So within my rollover IRA, I have a total of $352.03. And basically, a rollover IRA is where you can keep old retirement money so that you can keep it essentially like in a savings where it can invest and grow. Within this rollover IRA, I have the money that is in there invested into FCROX. I don't contribute any money currently into this account. It's just sitting there, and any money I do contribute to my retirement accounts mainly goes into my Roth IRA because it's able to grow tax free. The money in my rollover IRA will end up being taxed when I do go to take money out. My current employer offers a Roth 401k, which I am taking advantage of by contributing the full 4% from my paycheck because my company is also matching that 4%. It's been amazing to see this account grow in such a short time because I only started with my company in June, and now the total balance of my Roth 401k is at $1,136.09. Within my Roth 401k, I am investing in FXAIX and FSGGX. I will go ahead and put what these index funds are, but basically I am buying a basket of stocks. One of them is domestic and the other one is international. My goal, like I have said, is always to invest for the long term and invest aggressively in my portfolios because I'm still in my 20s and now is the time to be aggressively investing. One of the benefits of investing in a Roth 401k is very similar to investing in a Roth IRA. This means that you can contribute after tax money and your money will continue to grow tax free. Another advantage of contributing to a Roth 401k is that it has a much higher contribution level. So as I am increasing my contribution year after year, even by 1%, this means I can contribute a lot more and my company is matching that. It's growing tax free and I am just able to maximize my portfolio and my investments. Next is my HSA account, where I contribute $25 per week or $50 per month, and my employer also matches this up to $600 per year. So I see this as free money that I can take advantage of. And the benefits of an HSA is that it is a tax advantage account for medical expenses. So, for instance, if I'm planning for any dental work or any doctor's visits or specialist visits that I know I need to pay for, I can use my HSA towards any of those medical expenses. If I don't use it, I can actually invest the HSA money. So that's another benefit of having an HSA account, is that I can invest the money and it works just as another retirement account. And it also rolls over year over year. So if there's any money I haven't used, I can still roll it over into next year and I'm not losing any money. So the total amount in my HSA account is currently $100 that I could use. And last month I invested $100 in my HSA, and I chose to invest that in an aggressive portfolio. There wasn't many options. You could just choose from 4 different investment portfolios, and I chose to invest aggressively. So my HSA money that is invested is currently at $104.42. Now on to my cash and savings. I have a savings account with Marcus by Goldman Sachs with a total of $414.94. And then in my checking account, I have $15.06. And in my savings, I have $97.03. Now, this isn't a lot of money, but I have a little bit of breathing and wiggle room for an emergency. I do want to work on building my emergency savings. As you know, if you've watched any of my past payday routine videos, that has unfortunately not been able to be a priority since I am paying off debt. But this is what I have right now in my savings account, and hopefully I will be able to contribute more in the future once my credit card is paid off. Lastly, for my debts, I have student loan debt, car loan debt, as well as credit card debt. Starting off with my student loans, I have $43,058.39 for my student loan debt. That is such a huge and heavy number. And I am not in the period of repayment yet since I just finished my master's degree in June. I completed my master's in HR management, and this is where the majority and bulk of my student loan debt comes from. I had about $5,000 of student loan debt from my undergrad, and that was put on pause when I started my master's degree. So I will begin repaying my student loans back in October is the goal, even though I think I don't have to actually start paying until January of 2026. For my car loan debt, I have a balance of $15,702.11 that I still have to pay on my car loan, and I drive a 2017 Subaru Outback. Now for my credit card debt, I have a balance of $2,433.19 left to pay on my credit card. And if you haven't seen my past payday routine videos where I share my credit card payments, you can go ahead and watch that. I will go ahead and link it above. That will give you an idea of the progress I have made towards my credit card debt and how I've been budgeting my expenses to pay off my credit card. This has been the debt that I've been working the hardest to pay off right now, because I know once I'm finished with my credit card, it will give me more money to put towards my student loans. Finally, I will share with you my total assets and my total liabilities to give you my net worth number. So my total assets are $26,772.20, and my total debt or liabilities is $61,193.69, giving you my net worth at a negative $34,421.49 at the age of 28 years old. And while, yes, this is a negative number for my net worth, I am making improvements each and every month by making more intentional and conscious choices surrounding my budgeting, expenses, and how I spend my money. Just a few years ago, I did not have all of this money in investments, and I was in way more debt. So I would say that I've made quite a bit of progress in the past few years. The reason I continue to invest while still being in debt is because I want to take advantage of time in the market. It is so much better to Just invest as early as you can and as much as you can while you're young so that you're not waiting and trying to figure out when is the best time to jump in. The best time to jump in to investing was yesterday or last year. So try not to overthink it and just put as much money as you can. Like I shared, I've only been investing $20 every other week because that is what I can do right now. And I've still seen gradual growth in my portfolio. And my personal philosophy is that slow and steady wins the race. It doesn't matter if someone else is investing $100 or $1,000 or $100,000 each month and you're only investing $5, $10, or $20. The fact is your money is still growing. So do what you can while you can and stop trying to time the market and just get in and play within the market. I've also had the strategy of aggressive diversification, meaning I am willing to take risks. I am not investing in a way that my portfolio is conservative. I'm choosing to invest in index funds where my money is going to be spread out across a large basket of stocks, both domestically in the US as well as internationally, setting me up for long-term growth and long-term gains so that my money can continue to grow for decades to come. If you're also on your own personal financial journey of rebuilding your finances and figuring out how to invest, I just want to encourage you to just get started. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a ton of money set aside, and you don't have to have all of your debt paid off. The most important part is just to get started with what little money you do have. Small progress can contribute to big gains, and I've personally seen that in my own financial journey. Even though my portfolio has a little over $24,000, I have definitely not invested that much. I think in total, I have invested a few $1,000s, and that has helped to significantly increase my portfolio earnings. So when you're getting started with investing, I would say just to invest in index funds that track the S&P 500 because they always outperform individual stocks over time. Try not to fall into the trap of feeling like you need to fully understand investing and you need to fully understand stocks and the entire market because I certainly am not an expert. I don't have all of the knowledge, but I do have the basic knowledge of knowing that I should have a brokerage account, I should be investing in a Roth IRA where my money can grow tax-free, and that I should also be diversifying my money. Those are really the basics of investing, and that's truly all you need to get started. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Please let me know down in the comments, what are your financial goals right now? Where are you at in your investing journey? Feel free to ask any questions you may have. I always love reading your guys' questions and comments because we can all learn from one another on this journey of personal finances. Also, if you found this video helpful at all or just enjoyed the transparency, please don't forget to like and subscribe so that this video can hopefully reach more people. And I will see you in the next payday routine video.